Okay, 3, 2, 1. We're on the air.
We're on.
Ready?
We're ready.
Well, it's our third YouthINK in Boston with our folks from Ireland. Woohoo! And it's Dante's and my third podcast.
Yes,
right?
yes. Hello, hello, hello.
And I have got my matcha, which seems to be part of the
Have a matcha.
part of the thing. But anyway, Parig,
Hey!
you just arrived.
I have.
And you landed when?
We landed yesterday, 2 different flights over, busy schedule. We came between 2 o'clock and 4:30 yesterday evening.
With how many?
So we travelled in a group of 14, and then I went on my own, which was nice.
Oh, lucky you. Did you plan it that way?
It's such a YouthINK is such a busy schedule. We have the travel and the arrangements and everything with these young people. It's like so last minute. So we actually had to split the whole thing up to get over this year. But it was fine. It was perfect. They travelled through Amsterdam, which was a bit exciting this time around. We're all here. We're all very excited. We're a little bit tired, but ready to go for our YouthINK event, our 3-day event.
I'm excited too. And so, Vivian, we have kind of a funny story about how you learned about YouthINK. I was actually putting books into my little mini library, which is on the sidewalk outside my house. And Vivian, who I've known forever, we're basically neighbors. She was walking by, and she saw that I had put on the library. It said YouthINK.com, and she said, "What is that? What is that?" And I said, "Oh, it's a mentorship program that I started for kids who are interested in exploring the arts, and I host them in Ireland, and we do this workshop, and we've been doing it. I think I only had done like one before I met you." And I said, "It's in 2 weeks. Do you want to go?" And you said yes.
The world traveler, Vivian.
But that's what I love about you, Vivian. That is what is so incredible about what you give to everything. And you've been to every single workshop. You fly over to Ireland every single time. You help, you donate, you bring your amazing energy and your love. And I was just saying that we have essentially created a family. And there are new people in and out, but there are the constants, and you're one of them. And I couldn't be happier about that.
Well, and we call her Mama Vivian.
Mama Vivian.
You're so kind to include me. You know, in these times, it's just so reassuring to be able to work together with young people who have such energy and vision and a collaborative spirit, you know, both in Ireland and also here in the States. And to me, every time I come back or go to a workshop, I just feel invigorated because I think that the next generation of young people are truly amazing. You know, sometimes they don't get the credit that they should, but my goodness, it is so extraordinary. The way they work together across countries, you know, their vision, and, you know, it's just, I don't know how else to explain it, but so invigorating, and I feel so inspired.
Thank you, Vivian. And the funny thing is that it started out as an idea that has exploded into something much bigger and better than what I originally thought. It was originally going to be a little writing workshop.
Then you got involved with me.
And then that's where Park comes in.
No, that's not enough.
That was your segue.
And then it went global.
It was. What you came with your idea was marvelous, and you're right. It has changed into something that's incredible. And I think my driver behind it is if I had that opportunity when I was 13 years of age as a young creative. You don't know what you want to do, you just know that you're creative. Everybody around you doesn't necessarily know you are that. How do you figure out how to manage, you know, to become that person? And this environment, this 13 to 18-year-old time frame for these young people is where they can learn how to be this creative. And it's just incredible what they're getting to do. It's just absolutely mind-blowing, from movies to podcasting to theatre to music videos to all sorts of things they're getting to do. Writing books. We have 3 books about to go to be published in the next couple of months. So it's just mind-blowing, really, what it's turned into. And I think it's really down to that whole family idea of we've all pulled together, all these creatives. Yeah. And I know maybe your life didn't start out in the creative end of things, but you've certainly turned into a creative because we've had to pull all these ideas together and make this what I think is an amazing
Yeah.
And you know
program.
what I find so intriguing is that there are some young people who just want to be center stage, or they're dancing, or they come up with music. But then equally important are those who work behind the scenes, in the production, in the animation, and to watch each person figure out what aspect they want to be involved in, and then you've been able to support that. And you know, the experts that you bring in,
Yeah.
it has been extraordinary to sort of watch people figure out what they really want to work on.
Yeah.
And I love watching when they allow themselves to get out of their comfort zone and,
Yeah.
Exactly.
and do something that they might ordinarily not want to do or feel comfortable doing, and then learn that, oh, that was kind of cool, or you know, they learned something from it.
And I think we were probably a little bit cautious at the beginning with that. We didn't want,
Yeah.
we didn't know these young people
Yeah.
that well, and we were cautious. Do we want to push them out of their comfort zone? And I know certainly in the first 1 or 2 programs we were, that sort of model. We kind of said, well, if you want to do it, you can. If you don't, you don't. Now we're a little bit more hardcore, and we're going, try it, get in there and do it. And some people are really, really, evolving in that environment. And we drive them hard. We drive them like real industry people when we're making these productions, and they just really, really get
They
into
rise
it.
to the occasion.
They rise to the occasion, and that's
absolutely.
something that I think we don't give young people enough opportunity, is to work hard and rise to the occasion to get these things done. And it gives, like, your self-worth and the self-confidence that gives young people is just immeasurable, really. It is, when you give them that opportunity.
I also had dinner the other night with a friend of mine who's a poet, and he said that if you're not creating something, then you're not living to your fullest capacity. And it made me feel so proud that we have created this, because it's space for people to create and learn and grow. And I, like you, Parg, felt the same way, that was, if I had something like this when I was like 13, 14, it might have changed a lot of, I might have 10 books written. No, I'm kidding. Things happen the way they happen for a reason. And thank you, guys. So I want to ask one question. Vivian, how has YouthINK changed you?
It's really made me want to be more involved with young people. So I'm involved in some university work and such, and also, I go to many more productions with young people in it. So there was recently something through the Boston Arts Academy,
Yep.
Where they were performing, young people were performing and such. And then I always post on it. And I don't have quite as many followers as Dante, for example. But the idea of really giving credit to the young people, I think it's so important. And people are like, really? The young people are doing this type of production? I mean, when people see what young people, including YouthINK participants, can do, they're just blown away.
I know.
And I think we're so fortunate that there are these opportunities both here in Boston as well as in Ireland. So thank you so much.
Thank you for your
Parg?
time.
Parg, how has YouthINK changed you?
I think creatively, it's given me a lot more opportunity to work on my own stuff, which is one thing, So I'm working alongside these young people, and it's you're not hindered. It's not like you're in an environment teaching. You're in an environment where you're creating with them. That's one good thing. But I think one of the messages that I was given many, many years ago, and I carry this all the time, and I give the same message to the young people, is you don't wait for somebody to call you to make a movie. You don't wait for somebody to tell you you can now write your book. You don't wait for somebody to tell you it's now time to do your podcast. You go and you do it. And with it, like this model we work with YouthINK, is we give them permission. I remember we were only 1 or 2 programs in, and we gave them permission to call themselves artists. You are now artists. I don't know if you remember that. We did it in the castle.
Yeah, I do.
And we gave them the title that you're now an artist. You don't wait for permission for that. And someone told me that many, many years ago, and I continue to tell the young people, art is what you're creating yourself. You are an artist from the time you decide that that's what you're going to be. And that has given me the opportunity to tell so many of these young people that message. And hopefully for the ones who want to make something out of this as a career, they'll carry that on and tell the next generation.
Yes.
So you don't wait to be discovered, you discover yourself.
You discover yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, well, we
you.
should probably switch. Get out.
Next.
And now we have Mary O'Connor. And what?
Hi, Christy.
Hi, Mary. You're whispering.
We're whispering, yeah.
You can speak up.
We
you
can,
speak
okay.
up. and Alan Devine,
Hello there, how are you?
who's
Hello,
now
welcome.
sporting a mustache,
Yes, indeed.
which I was going to do, but he stole it from me.
Yeah, I'm wandering Boston trying to find a 70s cop show to be in. I just can't find one.
Mary, it actually kind of started with you responded to something on Facebook, was it? Or had it
Christy,
been?
yeah,
Yeah.
you highlighted that you were interested in developing a competition for young
Writing
people in
right,
writing.
yeah.
And you wanted to have some participants.
Yep.
So I did some work with as a volunteer with a youth organisation in
Right.
Kildare, and I said, oh, some of these kids really want
Yeah.
that space. There isn't a lot of opportunity in a consistent way for the arts. So there's a lot of opportunities in other areas like sport, but a consistent variety of creative opportunities, that's not easy to come by. So when I spoke to you, Christy, I just knew that you had a vision for what could be possible.
I had a vision
You
that
did.
got changed a lot because of you all.
Organic
in a
vision.
in a good way. That's what I was saying. It's a really in a good way that
Yeah.
it changed because it only got better and it only became something that I think more people wanted to be involved with. And, it was word of mouth and then we went from there. But Mary, you also bring your science background to otherwise, creative, not that science isn't creative. We had a whole podcast on that, but you bring that as well, which is pretty amazing. Talk a little bit about what you've done in terms of workshops from that
I
perspective.
think that people are too quick to sort of segment everything, and I think that creativity is part of human nature. So we have a creative drive, and it's finding ways of expression, and expression isn't always in writing or doing poetry or painting. That's a wonderful way of expressing, but some people's way of expressing is through finding out how a new way of curing some disease. That's
Yeah.
creativity.
It is.
And I think building an amazing bridge, like in a place that never had on very difficult situation, that's creativity. So we're just tapping into that sort of genius that's
Yep.
in people, and just giving you a way to see that there's everything sort of is connected,
Yeah.
and creativity is not just like inverted commas the arts.
Right.
Yeah.
It's in how you decide to start your day, for instance.
Yeah.
It's in how you prepare a meal, I mean, there's a lot of creativity that goes into just your day, which we forget about and lose perspective on. But Alan, you bring such an amazing, cool way for people to get out of their shells when we're doing our workshop.
You mean I'm the lunatic?
I love that. And you did it also for my adult retreat when we were there, and people still talk about it. But explain what that is.
Well, I'm a 55-year-old man who makes a living out of being silly. I just don't wear clown's clothes. No, look, I'm an actor, and I was finding it very hard to find work. You get jobs here and there, but not enough to make a living. So I created my own public speaking workshop program for schools. And so I'd go in and I'd deal with classes of 16, 17-year-olds just to get them to stand up and have people looking at them and understand confidence and their fear. If you don't understand fear, then you'll never
Yeah.
understand what confidence is. And then creativity comes out of that. I mean, every child until 10, 11, 12 are so creative. You give them a pen, a cardboard box, and an apple, and they'll make a story out of it. And then that stops when we become teenagers because of self-confidence. So then it's about getting that back out there again. So I was
Yeah.
doing this in schools, and on my journey through the schools, I go around the country, and I was down in County Cork. And I was staying with my Auntie Mary, Auntie Mary Heeran, and Auntie Mary Heeran knows Mary very well. Mary grew up with my cousin Janet, and Auntie Mary Heeran said to Mary O'Connor, she said, "Mary, Alan is great with the young people. Is there anything you can do for him?" So Mary says, "Oh, I might have something," and that's how I discovered Mary and YouthINK.
I see. Okay.
And that's how we do it in Ireland, little networks, and we chat to people and friends and build.
And
that way.
then And then you call me one day and you say, hey, I was just filming a show with Jane Seymour.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she, and I invited her to come to YouthINK, the workshop.
Yeah, I was just being polite to her,
yeah,
to tell you
would
the
that-
truth, and she accepted.
You
So I
were
said,
like,
okay.
would that be okay? And I was
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah.
Of course, she was shooting Harry Wild, right?
Yes,
And you were
yeah,
in
I
Harry
was
Wild.
in Harry Wild, and we were just sitting around at lunch,
Yeah.
and just out of something to say, I just said, I'm going down to Kilkee Castle, and there's an art exhibition on, and this is what we do down there, and she jumped at it. She's great because she's an artist
It was
herself. and,
unbelievable.
yeah, so-
And now Jane and I are on,
yeah.
we text all the time. We're like besties.
See, Jane is your Auntie Mary. That's,
You're
the
anti-Mary.
connection.
You're anti-Jane.
Actually,
Anti-Jane.
we talk about that like it does kind of feel like we've known each other forever, you know,
Yeah.
kind of like you and I.
Yeah.
Like a connection. There's a connection
It's
that
amazing.
you can't understand, and I think you don't try to understand it. It just happens, and that's how it is with a lot of people. And I think that's what a lot of us have, which is kind of cool.
And I think the important thing about YouthINK is that YouthINK isn't me, it's not Christy, it's not Alan, it's not Pádraig, it's everybody. It's hugely collaborative. We have, Christy, your vision that basically we had a foundation there that you could see there was a possibility there, but like then once it started to grow, it like basically a huge network now is developing, and the young people are getting so much experience. Like we have Edwina Forkin, who is an amazing
I know.
producer,
Oh my
Oscar nominated,
God.
and
I know.
like that is an incredible. A kind of ecosystem has developed around YouthINK that is.
And then we have
thanks
Angela
to-
Perry from
and
Boston
Angela.
Casting. We have Reverend John Finley from Epiphany School. We have, A.B. and Mara Lisa, who've been a part of our group from early on. And
The brown bag people, brown bag
Brown Bag.
villains.
I know.
Yeah,
I mean, if you think of all, I'm sure we'll forget
We're forgetting people.
so many, but it's amazing how many have kind of dropped in and hung with us and been supportive from the very beginning. But Alan, I want you to talk about the one workshop that you do where you have people use Shakespearean language. It's so funny.
Yeah, I mean, because sometimes what I try and do is I try and create silliness, because if we're trying to concentrate too much on learning words and being serious, it takes you out of the realm. So I just kind of because a lot of people I don't understand a lot of Shakespeare. I'm going, we're going to see As You Like It. I can't remember, I can't read it. It's too hard, really. So I took some Shakespearean instances, put them together, and people do a lucky dip, and then we just use the words it's like gobbledygook to a lot of people.
Right, which is why it's funny. But back then, it would have been such a horrific thing to say.
Yeah, so back then it meant something, but we use it, so then it just means it's a way of breaking down barriers and being able to say something silly to somebody.
Yeah.
It's just games that you try and just get people...
not taking themselves so seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit outside, which is, I think, really important for any creative process. You have to play. It's a lot about make-believe and pretending, like taking yourself back to when you were 5 or 6 years old, building your fort in the woods that you imagine in your head looked like an amazing.
And then you can take
castle.
that into your future work.
Yeah.
If you go to university or go into a job, I mean, if you can create, being creative means you can solve problems. It's your kind of what is that and what if. So if you can solve problems, then you can create a service. Then you can sell a product. Then you can, help people. Then you can make a living out of that. So
and I really agree with what you're saying there. I think
it's not just about doing poems and drawings.
No.
It's about figuring out what's the core, the key to this issue,
Brilliant.
this problem, this moment, and then saying to yourself, what if?
Thank you for all both of you do.
Okay,
And
thank
there's
you.
more fun to come.
More fun to come.
Thanks,
Thank
Christy.
you.
Thank you.
That's good. Brilliant.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
That was exciting.
Have to. Got to bring the energy.
I was falling asleep. No, just kidding.
Okay, well, I'm Caitlin. I'm 17, and I found out about YouthINK. It was actually by my mom. I had no idea. She saw the ad and she signed me up without asking me. And she was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, tomorrow you're actually going to Kilkee Castle." I was like, "Oh okay." And then, yeah.
And then here you are in Boston.
Here
Big
I am in
surprise.
Boston, second time, and
Yeah.
I've been here since the first day.
Yep.
Almost 3-4 years now. So yeah, love
Yeah.
it.
My name's Killian, I'm 16, and I found out about YouthINK through my sister. She's been here since the beginning, and
Your sister Addie,
Addie.
good friend of mine, my writing partner.
She has been there since the beginning, and she was like, I think you'd really like enjoy this, and then she brought me along, and I haven't looked back since.
Very nice.
Yeah, my name's Kate. I'm 16, and I found out about YouthINK through my dad. He's would be in it. He's one of the creative art directors, so he brought me in, tagged me along.
And here you are.
Yeah.
So why don't we start with what is one of the most memorable experiences you've had since you've been part of it?
Coming to Boston for the first time last year.
Yeah.
That was great, and it was based on performance, and I'm a dancer, so that kind of made me interested. And then I got to work with one of the girls, Taya, who's also a dancer, who was on the Boston end.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just really enjoyed everyone working together to make a performance, and yeah, it was really fun.
Helped fuel your fire, you'd say.
Yeah, loved it.
Love that.
For me, it was definitely like making the films. For me, I love doing like acting, and just the environment around me whenever we're making it is just like amazing for me, and I just really enjoy doing that. So that has been my favorite.
I think my favourite thing was probably actually meeting people, because at the very start of YouthINK I was very quiet. I wouldn't talk to people. Like, I was here with my cousin, I was kind of sticking with her, not getting used to people, and then I kind of branched out and made new friends, and like I'm more comfortable in myself now. I can go off, I can talk, I work, I can do all that. I think YouthINK really brought that out in me.
That's awesome, because that was going to be my next question, is how has the experience changed you?
I'd definitely say it's changed me creatively, because I was more like to myself before I joined YouthINK. Obviously, performance and dancing has always been in my life, so I enjoyed it that way, but actually standing in front of people and talking and sharing my ideas and getting up to do something is a big thing for me. And also, at the end of the year, I'm opening up a dance studio.
Oh, wow.
And I feel like that I owe that a lot to YouthINK, because I watched you give us youth, like the youth of Ireland and also Boston, a platform to express ourselves. I also want to give that back to the people around me, because in Kildare, it's a small town.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
There's not much around us. Like, I travel up to Dublin 2.5 hours twice a week to train for dancing, and I kind of want to give that back to the people around me too. And I owe that a lot to you.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, that's so sweet. Killian?
For me, it's like before YouthINK, I wasn't really a talkative person. I was just kind of keep to myself. But like after going through all of these like events, I've just been meeting new people, being able to like express myself and talk way more, and just be able to like communicate to people like the true person that I am. And that's all just through YouthINK, being able to meet people, doing all these events, and like expressing myself creatively, which I'm just grateful for, to be able to have this opportunity to do all that. So yeah.
I think I'm kind of saying the same thing I said last time and everybody else, but definitely just built up my confidence. Like, the first year we came over to Boston, it was only a small group of us, and I was able to just go up and chat and get to know people that I'd never met before, and it was comfortable. It wasn't like awkward, being like, oh, hi, I'm this, I'm that. Like, it was just easy to get to know people, and we were all kind of mixing ideas and getting to know how we were creatively and all, and it was just amazing to see how different everyone is, but how we get on like so well together.
All of you talked about sort of being introverted and kind of keeping to yourself and that kind of thing, and then experiencing YouthINK as a way to kind of come out of your shell and be more confident. Do you find that now that you are, when you perform and when you do things and you express yourself creatively in a group, with a group, does that give you energy to create more?
Yeah, I definitely say so, because with being on a dance team, like, you have to all work together, and I feel like YouthINK help with that. But also with my confidence, like, my team, they're all teachers on the team, and they all put their own input onto the routine or whatever. And I always like felt like my idea was a bit like, okay, I won't say it, I'll let them just do it. But now I feel like this year we've got the World Championships coming up next week, and I've actually created my own section and like helped create, and I feel like that's a lot I owe that a lot to YouthINK because my confidence has built up and I actually believe that my idea is worth something.
Amazing.
And if it's not, then that's fine, but at least I put it forward.
To take it to the next step and the next
100%.
step. Yeah, cool.
Just me in general, I wasn't really like outgoing or talking to people, but I just like through YouthINK, I've just been able to like share my ideas more and like doing this events, like everybody has to say, like it's a team effort and like you can say, like you can give out your idea and they will take it in.
Yeah.
Like no idea is a bad idea. And
I
through
love
that,
that.
it's just like it's really cool for me to see that what I have like to say matters and like it actually gets taken into account. So really
That's
cool.
great. I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, I think it's the ideas thing with me as well. Like at the very start of YouthINK, I was a bit worried that if we were doing like creative writing or anything like that, that if I told people my idea, they'd be like, oh no, that's not right, and I just feel embarrassed. But like telling people my idea and then like giving me feedback about it and being honest, being like, maybe not that, but that other idea was really good. It's kind of helps me because I'm more like just comfortable being able to tell people how I feel about things, and it's definitely all thanks to YouthINK, honestly.
Well, do you know what I find also is that when, you know, maybe you have an idea, and all ideas are good ideas. It's not that there are bad ideas. There's just sometimes there are better ideas, right? And so sometimes when you say something that isn't a great idea for that particular circumstance and somebody kind of shoots it down, you feel like, oh. But I think that's an important process because you realize, oh, I'm not crushed. I can say that. And people shoot it down, or you know, it's not right for now, but maybe it'll be right for another time. That's also a big thing to get over, is saying something that isn't necessarily received perfectly, right? But you still get a response, and you realize that you're not, you know, you don't have to crawl under a rock and for the rest of your life. So thanks, guys.
Thank
that
you,
was
guys.
great. Yeah.
Next.
Thank you.
Okay, we've got the dream team here.
All right, boys, welcome to the show.
Do you all play rugby by chance?
No,
This guy does. Yeah.
Full-time rugby player on the farm. I'm Alfie. I'm 16. I'm from Castlenormond in Kildare, not too far from Kilkee. And I think YouthINK is one of the best things I ever participated in, from the perspective that I've made so many friends from it. I've took so much home from it. There's been so many opportunities, and like every few months there's always an exciting text Mom gets and forwards on to me. We're meeting up here, we're meeting up there, and like it is always top quality experiences we get, and the opportunities are brilliant, and I love taking them. So yeah, that's me more or less.
I didn't even pay him to say that, okay?
She did.
Thank you, Alfie.
50 euro.
Hi, I'm Joe Moran. I learned about YouthINK first through my mother, who learned about it through you, right?
Yep.
And ever since it started, it's just given so many, like I'm repeating Alfie's point here, but so many opportunities, like from films to books to plays. Like I really got into my writing through YouthINK, and it's been a real positive experience throughout the whole thing. And again, so many friends, new people, new places. It's just been absolutely gas, like, you know.
I'm Aaron Brownlee. I'm 16 from Dublin. I found out about YouthINK through a Facebook post that my mum found, and there's not really much I can say about it without repeating what the other guys have said. So it's offered good experience and good opportunities.
What's your favorite part?
Favorite part is whenever we do stuff with film and camera equipment, light equipment, that kind of stuff.
Now, the sitcom, were you a director on the sitcom?
I got to direct on the sitcom.
How was that?
It was exciting. It gave me a chance to learn more about what I actually wanted to do. I kind of got to control the scene, which felt nice.
And Joe, what's been your favorite part so far of being part of YouthINK?
Well, to be honest with you, I really think it's Dance of the Cranes. It was just such an amazing experience to create such, now it's self-praise is no praise, but such a good quality film, and you know, work with all these other people and actually see that product out first.
Yeah, well, it's collaborative, so it's not like, you know, anybody did it on their own. So you can say all the good things you want, and self-praise is okay, I think.
What about you, Alfie? What do you have to say?
I'd say definitely. Last year in America, I found that was brilliant. We had the play in the Newberry Hotel, and I got to do a bit of singing in it. Now, whether that was good or bad, I don't know. But in fairness, it was definitely boosted my confidence in a lot.
In fairness, it was great.
Yeah, I know it was, definitely.
Something I want to ask you guys is, what's something that you creatively struggled with before you think that you think helped you break out of?
Definitely singing for me. Definitely. Couldn't sing in front of anyone. And ever since I sang in America last year, I sang in front of 250 people at a 3-night show in my school musical. Like, I had a solo and I didn't have any issues doing it, just because I genuinely found my feet with singing in YouthINK, and I'd never went ad unless I was constantly,
Unless you were forced.
Yeah, sort of a thing, I suppose. But I always wanted to do it. But in fairness, it just feels like a judge-free zone, and there was no.
Yeah.
You realise, like, no, if you mess up, you mess up. Everyone's gonna mess up, and it was definitely a great thing for me to do, because that definitely opened me up in a creative way that for what I'm capable of. Anyway, definitely, I thought
A safe place to mess up
definitely,
is a good place.
Because everyone else is messing up, and sure, that's
exactly.
it.
For me, I think it's definitely writing. Before you think I was into it, but I never really got myself, I never really, pushed myself to do it. But ever since I've started it with the first film, the last film, the sitcom, we did a book, it's really just kind of opened my mind to it. I've been doing it at home. I really enjoy it. I find it kind of calming. I like that creative aspect of it, And without YouthINK, I don't think I ever would have done that,
Listening to other people. I creatively, I didn't really like compromising before YouthINK. I kind of had an idea and I wanted to work on it all by myself, but it's really hard to do that in most creative industries. You can't just do everything by yourself. But I learned kind of to compromise and listen to other people.
That's a really powerful, thing to get over, for sure. I think that's a great thing to learn. So awesome, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
Okay, ladies, thanks for being here. Can you please introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Anna Fitzpatrick, and I found out about YouthINK from one of my teachers who posted about one of the experiences on Google Classroom, and I signed up.
My name is Emily Wadick. My mother heard about it on some kind of post online. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but yeah.
I'm Heidi Beery. I heard about it through my friend.
So I've been doing this since this April. The first one I did was one that was kind of joint with the Kildare County Council.
Yeah.
And then I did the Kilkee one where we made the sitcom, and now I'm in Boston, so I haven't been doing it very long. I'm one of the newest.
And what did you do in the sitcom?
I was one of the actors.
And did you enjoy it?
I really enjoyed it. I love this.
And you see a future as a gaffer?
Dunno. It's really fun though. I like it.
Good. I think one of my favorites was when we wrote the books, children's books in groups.
Oh,
in
yeah, I
March.
loved that. Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, I just really found that the story we came up with, I really liked it in the end.
Which was your story?
It was called The Song of Reelin. It was about the ghost that the spirit needs to be freed, and
oh, right. I remember. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. I can't wait to see those.
Yeah.
We have books coming out. We have sitcoms coming out. We have a podcast coming out. What else can we possibly fit in?
We're cool if you look into us.
Yeah.
I joined in 2023 in the middle of Bridget and the Wolves. I was helping out in the film set of that, and that was incredible. I think both the movies, just being on set and getting that experience is really cool.
And where do you want to go ultimately with your creativity? What do you see yourself doing, for instance, like in 5 years? What do you want to build on? From what you've learned at YouthINK, what would you like to build on and really get serious about?
I really enjoy acting, like, in my free time. Like, in college, I'd probably join drama societies and stuff. I don't really know if I'd do it as a career, but I really enjoy it as, like, a hobby and as a pastime. And I have since I was little, so I definitely would keep it up in other areas of my life.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I'm hoping to make more of a career out of it. I've recently been accepted into a 1-year kind of pre-college course in theatre and acting and music.
Wow, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
That's great.
And I do kind of want to more explore writing as well. I'm not sure I'm one set thing that I want to do, but I'm hoping somewhere in that kind of area and skill set.
I don't have that much of an idea, I'm afraid. I kind of done all of the different parts of YouthINK. I haven't really settled on one specific area. I know I'd like to do something creative in the future and maybe something businessy. I don't know.
You know, we have our everyday lives, our responsibilities, school, family, relationships, jobs, possibly all of that. How important and why do you think it is to set aside time to create?
So when I was younger, I did 8 years of drama classes, and that was kind of like my main hobby. I loved it. I did it for years. But then after primary school, and once COVID hit, I stopped for like 4 years. And then earlier this year when I was in TY, we did a musical, we did a panto, and we did loads of different creative things that I got involved in again, and I remembered how much I loved it. And it really, I was so bored without some way to express my creativity before that. 4 years, I didn't really have any hobbies. I was just very bored. But I've really been loving getting back into it this year.
That's awesome.
I am always nearly always kind of thinking of little kind of stories or just random things that I'm always kind of trying to come up with little creative things, and I just feel that I don't really remember when I didn't have anything like this, that I was coming up with stuff or anything, and I just think I don't really know what I'd be like without it.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
I think I've always kind of had some kind of a creative outlet. I feel like COVID especially set it in. I'm like the opposite of you, just because we had nothing to do. I really, we were making cardboard sculptures every day, and I don't know.
So you weren't just watching Netflix and...
No, I feel like I had
That's what I did. Well, you guys were awesome. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for being here. I'm so excited about the weekend, or not the weekend, the week, whatever it is.
The YouthINK Week.
YouthINK Week.
Okay. Hi, my name's Addie. We're at and I found out about YouthINK through someone who saw it on Facebook, and then I came along, and I'm never leaving. We've been writing buddies for quite a while now.
A long time. Yeah.
My name's Clodagh. I'm 18, and my mom found YouthINK on Facebook, and she said, "This is 3 minutes up the road, so do you want to go try it out?" And I knew no one. And then I headed on up, and I haven't looked back since.
I love it. I'm so glad you guys are here. Thanks for coming to Boston.
No problem.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for being part of it from the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Both of you, right? From the very beginning.
Day one.
And Clodagh, were you here? When did you come to Boston?
Yeah, we came last year.
Last year?
Yeah. It was
but not the year before?
No.
Right, okay. So, and how are you finding Boston? Do you like it?
Yeah, I love it. It's such a nice city. I would live here if it wasn't so humid.
Well, I know, right? Me too.
Honestly.
You don't like the city air?
No, I love it.
It's not fresh.
Yeah.
What is one of your favorite experiences being part of the YouthINK team, the YouthINK family, I should say?
Okay, so I'm going to go with the very first one we had. It was a short film called Kill Key.
Oh, yes!
It was such a fun experience.
Oh, my God, that was hilarious.
We had a challenge. We had to find a monkey around the castle, and we were running around, I don't know what we were at, running around the castle trying to find a little monkey to take a picture of, and then they were in the end credits, and I remember for the full little movie, I was just, behind the scenes, and then I finally found my selfie in the credits, and I was so happy with myself.
Oh, my God.
It was so fun,
That was a fun project.
Yeah, it was great.
I remember that. Yeah,
that was really good, especially because no one knew each other. So we were all kind of scared, but by the end of it, we were all best friends. There was no fear between anyone. So it was.
And I was an extra in the movie.
Yes.
And that's when you and I kind of bonded, because I remember Addie was watching the whole production go down and seeing that you were watching the director and the actors. And we were doing takes, and so we were punching in for closer shots, and you were like, "Wait, that soda bottle wasn't on the table yet." And I was like, "Okay,
was a big thing, yeah."
This girl, you were like 17.
I was, yes, yeah.
I mean, for somebody to pick up on that kind of detail at that age, I was very impressed. And anyway, you're now well on your way, making films all the time, music videos. She doesn't stop. And I'll take all the credit for that. what are you looking forward to in Boston this week?
I'm really excited to meet some of the newer people this time because I've been here the last 2 times and there was a couple people who came back, but I'm excited to see what new people do and what they'll bring to the group and how we can move and create something different. Because I feel like with both the Irish YouthINK, we always because we know each other so well, we gel so well together, and it's easier for us to create. So I think when we're brought out into a different kind of atmosphere where we have to interact with a lot of more newer people, it gives us that bit more ice to break and just figure out how do we actually work together. And sometimes it works better, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Real quick, mention where people can find you and the work that you've done so far.
Oh, my Instagram is AK_BY. 512, I believe.
I'm really excited to explore the city because I know we're making a small movie, I believe, about, and that'd be like refreshing because I know, like when we're at home, it's really good, but we're always like in the same place, and it's a lovely place. Like, don't get me wrong, but we'll be able to like. I know we're going to a museum. We'll probably go back on the metro, which I think is so cool. Yeah. And like we don't have any of that at home. Like the Lewis at home is like a train like runs. Anyway, I'm so excited to explore the city and meet
we are
people.
Using the city as our backyard as a way of exploring creativity, starting at the Museum of Science.
Yes, very good.
So I'm excited about that.
See you there.
Are you excited?
I am excited.
You don't act excited.
Yeah, I do.
Get excited, Dante.
I'm excited.
Let me see you excited. Let me see your excited face.
I've been smiling the whole time.
Thank you, ladies. Thanks for being
so much
here.
for having us.
Thank you.
See, why were you not going to come on? That would have been
terrifying.
disastrous.
Scary.
That would have been disastrous. So now they're going to have to break up into 4 groups of like 5 or 6 people and make their movies on their phones that are sort of influenced by their time at the museum and the state of being human in an increasingly AI developing world. And so when Mary and Parg and I were talking about it, I was like, there's something very Black Mirror about that. So I said, what if they used their phones, made a movie, and it had to be all about, when AI goes awry kind of thing. So Black Mirror-esque. What do you think?
Well, for the people who don't know, describe what Black Mirror means.
I think you should.
I don't even know what it means. So that's why I'm asking you.
People know Black Mirror.
I don't.
It is basically, most of them are all about when AI goes awry. It's about, people living, very human existence, but then all of a sudden something happens with AI that they used to appreciate, and it used to be something that benefited their lives, and then all of a sudden it sort of takes over and their life gets all messed up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm appreciative that we were able to have so many people on the show today. Definitely different. So to any of you who have been watching and you stayed the whole time, thank you. We appreciate you. Overall, I think that this went well. I think that it went smoother than intended or expected. Expected.
Never intended.
Never
anything.
intended. We got to wing everything.
Yeah.
I'm happy to
doesn't
be
like
here.
that about me.
Happy to be with my bestie, the host. I'm the co-host. This is the host.
No, I think we're
no,
co-hosts.
I'm co-host. You're the host. This is
forget
our
about
show.
titles.
But other than that, I don't know. You got anything else to say?
Not really. No.
All right.
No,
Well,
I'm done.
I'm
all talked
Dante.
out. I am talked out.
Been sitting here
And that
looking pretty
means-
while this one took over today.
Well, you should have just, jumped in.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
We did fine. Sometimes, you got to do what you got to do. We made it work.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye-bye.